Hi, I'm Dave Heinemann, CEO of CJIS Group, and we're the premier market intelligence firm focused on helping SLED IT vendors sell more effectively. With me today is Ron Mester. Ron is the president of our strategic partner, Power Almanac. Welcome, Ron.
Nice to be here, Dave.
Great. Today I want to introduce you to a new offering from CJIS Group, a new product package we call CJIS Premier Plus. CJIS Premier Plus couples the deep IT contacts of CJIS Group with the broad role-based contact coverage of Power Almanac in local governments. Now you may ask, why deep IT contact coverage plus broad agency decision-maker contact coverage important in your sales and marketing initiatives? Well, today, more than ever, decisions regarding the purchase of IT products and services is initiated, managed, or strongly influenced by non-IT leaders. With CJIS Premier Plus, you can reach both the IT personnel and other key decision makers effectively. Well, Ron, there are a ton of tools in the market that profess to have the contacts needed to reach local government decision makers. What distinguishes Power Almanac's products from the rest?
Well, Dave, let me go over some of the features that set our contacts apart from the others, that really make Power Almanac the premier list of local government officials. And I'll cover 5 things. The first is coverage. We cover more local governments than any other provider by at least double. And when you add that kind of coverage that we provide, along with the deep contacts in IT department servicing agencies that CJIS Group provides, it's a heck of a combination. The second thing that really distinguishes Power Almanac's list of local government officials from any other list are 100% are decision makers. 100% of the records in Power Almanac, and we have about 250,000 records, 100% of them are senior officials, decision makers. In other words, we don't just scoop up any employee from every city and county across the United States. We are focused exclusively on decision makers. And again, combined with what the CJIS Group brings in terms of IT decision makers, on top of that, it's an incredible combination.
I agree.
Well, that's why we make great partners, Dave. The third thing is accuracy. Power Almanac doesn't rely on web scraping or tracking local government websites as a way of building our list. That would lead to an enormous number of accuracies because, first of all, 20% of local governments don't have a website, and the ones that do are often incomplete or inaccurate or out of date when it comes to capturing names, titles, and contact information for the decision makers at that government. At Power Almanac, we call every local government every 6 months to verify every record. That's 21,000 cities, towns, and counties across the United States that we are calling every 6 months. We're doing it week in, week out, week in, and week out. And there is no better way to capture accurate data from local governments than by phone. Other list providers will make some phone calls to some governments some of the times, and certainly not every 6 months. We do it 100% across the board. The fourth thing that makes Power Almanac's list different is that our records are role-based as opposed to title-based. Most list companies organize their records around titles. So if you want to find the finance director at a company, you need to type in the title finance director. However, if the title is director of finance or CFO or chief financial officer or financial analyst or a number of other titles, including ones that don't say finance, you're not going to find the right person. But at Power Almanac, because we call every government, we ask, who is the person responsible for the finance department? That is the head of finance. And that's the person that, as a marketer or a salesperson, you want to reach, regardless of what their precise title is. Now, we provide titles, so you'll know the title. But in local governments, titles are, there are many titles to describe the same role, including ones that you might not predict. For example, the head of finance might have the title administrator, and there would be no way of knowing that that was the head of finance unless you've called and found it out that way, which is exactly what we do. And last but not least, Power Almanac has deep local government expertise. This is all we do. We do not gather contacts for any other levels of government, federal or state. We do not gather contacts in the private sector. We are focused exclusively on local governments. And local governments have a very unique way of organizing. The title structure is unique. The sheer volume of governments is unique. And so the expertise in understanding this data and getting it right is important. And we're the only provider that has that sort of exclusive focus and that deep expertise, which we built up over the last 9 years. So Dave, there you have it. Those are the 5 ways that Power Almanac is different from any other list that claims to provide local government official contact data.
That's great, Ron. I really appreciate you going over the differentiators, and it's interesting. You and I started this partnership back in January, recognizing the value that we each bring to each other's customers, and that is doubly more important today in the environment that we're operating in, where there are no trade shows, people are not traveling, and reaching decision makers and influencers through direct communication and webinars is at least doubly important. So it's really a great combination, and it's going to serve our clients well.
I couldn't agree more, Dave. That's absolutely right.
So there are 3 annual subscription plans, and you can learn about those by contacting us at CJIS Group. And each of the subscription plans allows you to download target records into Excel or in the CSV format. You can upload these records into your CRM, and you can use these records as often as you'd like during the term of your subscription. And one of the really nice things, Ron is updating the contacts every 6 months, and for records that you've downloaded, you'll get automatic updates for those records. And within your organization, you can have an unlimited number of users within the company using that data. And just for the record, so to speak, each record includes the name, the title, email, phone, and mailing address, plus some other characteristics. So if you're interested in learning more about CJIS Premier Plus, here's my contact information. Or if you want to get a deeper dive with Ron regarding Power Almanac, here's Ron's email address as well. And Ron, thank you for spending some time with us. We know the combination of CJIS Group and Power Almanac will be a super powerful tool, especially in the times we're in now, where sales and marketing methodologies have somewhat been turned upside down. And we provide a powerful solution together. Thank you all for listening. Talk to you soon.